This conference will now be recorded.
Speed walking with you for 3 years.
Never fallen.
And I was gonna give him before the song. I don't know.
Yeah, they had a nice little some on the barbecue.
Yeah.
$100.
The issue wasn't around. The interested.
So he's just stuck right now until something happens. Come on, Billy boy. They didn't have any questions. Okay. Sorry. I
Dog with his phone.
Or dog with a rag, I like that one too.
Dog with the.
That'd be nice.
With a rag.
Are you ready, Ricardo?
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Welcome to the Community Redevelopment Authority meeting of December 8th, 2025. Ricardo, may we have the roll call, please?
Yes, sir. Lance Smith here. Jody Wilkinson.
Here.
Your mic's off.
Here.
Charles Proctor.
Here.
Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Stephen Spina.
Here.
Mayor Munson.
Here.
William Poe. Matthew Maggard.
Here.
Thank you. Okay, I guess we'll go right into our business items.
Okay.
Ms. Hamilton, council first. We have the approval of the CRA meeting minutes of November 10th.
I make a motion that we pass it.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Number 1.2, approval of commercial improvement grant, the Village Inn. 5214 Gulf Boulevard parking lot improvements. Ms. Hamilton.
Thank you. This is our first grant that is using our commercial improvement grant that allows the improvements to parking lots. Mr. Christie was in my office after the last meeting. We went back and forth on getting enough bids, but he came in with an 18,000 of the three bids, or the two bids, I'm sorry. The third bid, we just could not get someone to give us a bid. He came in with the lowest at 18,000. That did the most work. It meets all of the criteria of the grant, and staff is recommending approval.
Okay, and this is for Bickers Inc.?
Yes, that's the
No,
village.
that's a company name.
Yes,
The O'Neill's Asphalt Paving is a contractor.
that is correct.
Okay.
And we will pay 50%, which is just over $9,000.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So when we have some kind of event down here, how are they with the parking lot there? Because I know people are going to park there. So, I
Yes.
mean, are they,
They are very
kind of
nice.
receptive to it? They are. That's what I thought. I was thinking that they've
They are
always
very
have been.
nice. Mr. Christie sees it as a way to get people in the village
Okay,
and to come
okay.
in and get a cup of coffee after the event,
Right,
or a
right.
piece slice of pie or something.
Yeah, and I always
like
thought
that.
they kind of were. So, I mean, that's good. So,
Yeah,
Right.
we have some businesses that if they put up signs by the parks that say, if you park here and you're not a customer, we will tow you, and they have towed. So, but Village Inn does not.
okay.
But I mean, he could.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
he
They've always been
absolutely
receptive.
We're given this, not saying he can continue to do that.
That is correct.
Because he's, he might say, I got a new parking lot. No, you can't park there. I don't think he would do that.
Right.
The next owner might, so.
Yeah.
Very
Right.
possible.
But it's a great corner. It's a great advertisement for us, our promotion. We have a lot of parking lots that could be repaired,
Mhm.
and this is a nice incentive for them.
And it would help, I mean, it should enable people to park there since we're contributing because,
That's kind of what I was getting at.
yeah, because we built that to start with, that part on 7th Street. We had an agreement with them for so long that people.
That
could
is
park
correct.
there.
When I first came here,
Yeah, a
we
long
paid
time
the
ago.
taxes on that.
Quite a while ago, but.
And that's not a bad idea to put in there.
Yeah.
Something about, yeah, we will do this.
Special event.
However, special events, we would like to
Yeah.
have an easement for parking. That's a Matt question.
That's a Matt question. We can talk about that if there's a way to do that. Okay.
Okay,
That'd
any
be
other
nice.
questions or? Okay, do we have?
I make a motion for approval.
I'll second. I do have one question. Was this one of the ones we had the three-person panel?
No,
look
it
at?
was not.
Okay.
The three-person panel is the 50 or the 100,000.
Okay, thank you.
It's just an amazing difference in the bid prices, 18,600 and
I
91,000.
guess the other guy didn't want the job.
Or he
And I
thought if
was
he got
really-
it, it would be great.
I'm going to, I don't know if that's possible. Can I create a list of like paving contractors that we send out projects to? I mean, I got on the phone and called because I didn't really believe Mr. Christie that he couldn't get a third bid, and I couldn't get a third bid. But I don't want to be seen as, okay. All right,
Okay,
understand.
It's an idea.
okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No opposed, motion passes unanimously. At this point, I'd like to add an item to the agenda. How do we do that?
Mayor.
Does the mayor, can we add this to the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's a residential ownership, do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
All right, residential ownership incentive grant program for a property at 38017 Old Fifth Avenue, Zephyrhills.
Mr. Chair, I'd move we add this item to the agenda.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay? Okay, motion passes. Okay, so we have this application, and this is for do you want to just explain?
Yes, it's a residential ownership incentive grant. This is the first one under our new funding of $10,000. Richard and Selena Figueroa, did I say that correctly, are here tonight if you have any questions of them. They are purchasing the home. They currently rent the home and they are buying it from the owner. I have, staff has not gone through the grant and all of the requirements, but what I am asking you is that you approve it contingent that the application meets all grant requirements.
Okay, and how much is it?
10,000.
10,000 and we pay 10.
We pay 10.
So they're going to do 20,000 worth of improvements.
No,
No, oh, it's
This
just
is
10,000.
this
ownership.
is 10,000 to buy the property.
Oh,
And
okay,
it's
no
after
strings.
closing. They
Okay,
do not get the funding. It's the same as the 5. We just increased the funding to 10.
okay, and then you do the same thing with the lien and all.
That is correct. There will
So
be
they-
a
they-
5-year lien on the property for $10,000. For 5 years, they must maintain
Homestead.
homeowner and
Homestead.
homestead. Thank you.
Homestead.
Homestead exemption for those 5 years. At the end of the 5 years, we'll remove it.
Okay.
And I know it's a 10,000 and this particular application doesn't reflect that.
I changed
It's
it.
5,000. So,
Thank you.
Yeah,
so we'll need to include that in the motion.
okay.
I just, they're trying to close before the end of the year is why it was an emergency item.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure all of you understand.
Okay, that's okay.
why.
We're good. Okay, so do we have a motion or any other questions or?
No,
Commissioner
Mr. Chair, I'd make a motion that we approve this, noting that it's a $10,000 grant and it's contingent on the staff reviewing and making sure they have all the necessary documents.
And I'll second that motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No opposed, motion passes
Thank
unanimous.
you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome to Zephyrhills.
Is this house the end of that block? Like right at the intersection? Okay.
There's a,
No, the reason I was asking is my son is 2 houses down from that, the gray one right next to the chiropractor office. Yes, sir. Yeah.
it's a cute house.
Yeah.
We've got a picture of it.
Yeah.
John, sure, where was that?
Block, yeah, with a little, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's Josh lives there?
That's a great.
No, but thank you for coming.
It's my mom and dad.
Oh,
Yeah. Josh lives here?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
that's great.
Okay, thank you. We'll go right into the CRA Director's Report.
Thank you. Eileen, can you bring up the next image? That's it. So it's that time of year again. It's the 2026 annual photography contest. This year's focus is what makes Zephyrhills unique. Anything you want, can be family, an image of the city, whatever you think makes Zephyrhills unique. Entries are due January 5th. Prizes are $300, $200, and $100. Kevin and I are working on this. The winner is on the front page of the city county managers report, monthly magazine.
I thought it
The
was their
website and-
directory too, like. It's their
And we've
directory.
been pretty lucky. We've had, they used this image on their website not too long ago. It's a beautiful image. So if we're going to be promoting it on Main Street social media, on the city's social media, trying to get people involved.
When's the deadline to have the photos in?
January 5th.
Okay.
So the next item up on my report is the city and CRA park equipment. They are installing today. They started today at Ellis Herald Park. So we
Yay.
expect all of the shade structures, park equipment, everything to be done by the first of the year. They said it'll take about 3 weeks. They'd really like to get it done before Christmas and New Year holiday, but if they don't, they'll come back after that. But it has started. So they'll do Ellis Herald, Veterans, Shepherds, Gunner, and Depot will be the last one that they do, but they are just going from one to the other. City and park signage, the contract was approved on 10/27. We are waiting, the sign contractor, when we met with them, said that they could do it, the existing construction documents showed concrete block. He had a better way to do it with a stainless steel or a steel frame. I shouldn't say stainless steel, but with a steel frame. They are working on that. It will be cheaper. We'll be able to add lights to all of the signs, solar lights to all of the signs. So the bad news in all of this is, I told Mr. Webb that I had a meeting tonight, and the CRA was very keen on finding out when those signs would be manufactured and installed. He said the 1st of May. They want to get all of them done and bring them in and install them all at the same time. Not as soon as I wanted, but aluminum, thank you. An aluminum frame.
Well, so so the 1st of May, they're going to come in and they're already going to be built.
They'll be built.
Just be installation is what it will.
It's
That
going to
is
be a
correct.
mass installation all at once.
All at once.
Yeah.
They want to do it all at one time.
Because, I mean, it may drag out that long for, they're
Gail,
building it with
can
block.
you remind
anyway
me what
between now and
signs
then.
it is again? Sorry, Mr. Poe, what?
No, we're doing all of the city parks,
Okay,
the entrance on, coming in on north, coming in on south. It's part of the Shepherd's Park.
but they're going to look the same as
They will
the,
all look the same.
as the ones that are
At
cut face
Hercules.
block and all that kind of stuff, right?
The one that is Hercules Park, they will all look like that.
Okay.
Some of the smaller parks, like Transplant Park, will have, it won't have a sign like
A base.
Hercules. It will just have the column.
Okay.
So if it's a small area, small park, we're just gonna, the Fifth Avenue entrance will be a column.
So it has a column and then it has some kind of a cladding over it, make it look like something other than aluminum, right?
That is correct. It'll,
Okay.
it'll be cladded just like the one at Hercules Park with the stone and those same colors.
Thank you.
So Fifth Avenue streetscape, the Washingtonian palms are down. Boy, that public works crew is really on it. We found a contractor, got it done for the parade on Saturday. I watched. Nobody tripped in those spaces. They had them packed down and level. So that is done. The Washingtonian palms are down. DC Johnson is doing a survey, which really surprised me. We did not have a survey of all of Fifth Avenue. They had a block here, a block there. So we're doing an entire, all the way down to 12th. And then we are currently working on replacement of the palms, redoing the landscaping, redoing the irrigation on Fifth. We'll keep the same pots, but we want, since we're redoing Clock Plaza, we want it all to work together. We want to lead you into Clock Plaza with the landscaping. And yes, I have in my notes that I had a couple of comments from council or CRA board members that said they did not want any magnolias and they did not want any crepe myrtles. So if that's still the
They're just
prevailing,
very messy and makes a lot of work for the cleanup
okay.
group.
So if that was noted on the plans. So we are working on that. We are working right now on Clock Plaza as well. I showed you the preliminary concept drawings. We're working right now. The idea is that we will cable the sound at Clock Plaza. So we will not have the issues that we are having up and down the street with Wi-Fi, with the speakers. This will be cabled in. We can do Saturday night in the park. You'll be able to hear it. The speakers will be in the trees at the park and you'll be able to see it on the back of the stage. So we're trying really to go through it. I mean, item by item, so we're not forgetting anything. I do not want on opening day for somebody to come up and say, why didn't you think about this? We really are trying to think through every aspect of it. 8th Street and Oakside Cemetery project plans have been submitted for permitting. So we plan on right now the to building, scheduled to begin construction mid to late January. So we'll start hopefully on both of them at the same time and get them done. Tree planting program. CRA staff is meeting with Water and Sewer Department this week to discuss locations for planting the trees. Most of the historic neighborhoods where we're going to start, water and sewer lines are on one side of the road. We want to make sure that we are staying away from those, staying away from electric lines, but also starting this tree planting program. We've lost a lot of them, a lot of trees. We need to work on getting that tree canopy replaced. We're also working with several landscape companies to try and come up with some idea of what it's going to cost. If I say as a homeowner, yes, I'll take a tree and I'll water that, I'll be responsible for it, but we'll hire somebody else to come in, bring the tree and set the tree, because then they warranty it for 1 year. So those are the things we're working on right now.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Give me an estimate of how many you want to do in a year. Set yourself a goal. I mean, what would it be?
Well, actually, I said 200,
I like it.
that we would plant 200 in a year.
But it could be in the parks also.
That
though,
is
right?
correct.
I mean, which way we've lost some, haven't we?
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Also, the idea is, when I was saying 200, somebody from utilities said to me, you better find out where those water and sewer lines are before you start saying it, because that might be a deterrent to planting street trees.
Yeah, that's definitely something we have to look at, because during Milton, the issue at 4th and 4th Street and 7th Avenue, the water and sewer line that was busted there was because a tree went down during the storm. So that's something we definitely have to look at as we go.
Didn't
through
that
this.
happen back in Irma too, over off of First Street somewhere?
I wasn't here for Irma. But
I think we had the
probably-
one went down and pulled
Yeah,
all
we had,
the lines
The
up.
water main out.
yeah, so we actually had 2 or 3 during Milton that occurred, but the one at 4th and was the worst. I mean, they were in neck deep water trying to get it to stop.
And
so-
I mean, saying all that, but just think about when we go to other cities, and I say to people, when you went to the downtown, when you went to the surrounding neighborhoods, what is it that you noticed? What did you love about the city that you went and visited? Everyone in the top 3 answers will say tree canopy. How beautiful the streets were, the trees were lovely, they had them lit up at night.
Mhm.
If other cities can do it, we can do it too. We just need to figure out how to do it smartly. So that's what we're working on.
Yes.
The trees are all going to be planted in the city right away?
That is correct. We will also do a program that allows people to, if they say they want to put some on their property, we'll let them handle it. We'll buy the tree, but they'll have to install it. We will not go on private property.
There was an article in the Tampa Bay Times, I just pulled it up here, that Fort Lauderdale, they said they had a tree consultant arborist, and they recommended that they should plant anywhere between 160,000 to 276,000 trees by 2040. And it would cost.
How many is that in a year?
And it could cost up to, where's that? $27 million.
Wow.
And what their goal is to achieve a 33% tree canopy. I mean, that's crazy.
That's ambitious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ambitious.
Well-
Plus they have money and it's a
You got to have a
good goal.
goal.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Even
You
if they only got halfway there, that would be.
And
pretty
they
good.
have an
people are
urban
alive.
forestry master plan, and I had given, I don't know, a copy to council. I sent it to Billy and Gail and Todd, I think, and Shane, about Temple Terrace hired a arborist, and they did a survey of every tree in the city in the right of way. Did I copy that to you guys?
I don't know. I remember
Everybody
reading it
remember?
because you mentioned, it. Yeah.
But
I looked it up.
that was an ambitious thing. And then they kind of rate their health, and because we lost how many trees during Milton?
Over 100.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot. So anyway, I just thought,
And it does,
and Fort Lauderdale
say
plants black
1,000.
olive trees.
yeah, we can't plant them here. They won't grow here.
Oh, okay.
But are we-
They're
are we-
pretty.
No, he's
Planting
cleaning it up.
oak, live oaks, I mean, one of the things we,
Yeah,
I mean, if
because
we're
of the- well, this
replacing
is,
live
Fort
oaks with
Lauderdale.
live oaks or
But
water
even
oaks with
stuff
live
we
oaks in our
should've seen
parks,
water
that's what we should do, I think.
Yes, in the parks, absolutely. I think live oaks are what we are known, our parks are known for, are those live oaks. But in the right of way, as street trees, no, we're not looking at live oaks.
Right.
Just because of the spread of the roots.
What about Drake elms?
Drake elms are wonderful. They're on the list.
Okay, because they're good. Remember we did some in the old parking lot here, Shane? Uh-huh.
What did you say, Walter?
Drake
oaks.
elms. They kind of have a overhang. I don't know what you call them, but it's almost like a weeping willow, but not as pronounced.
Yeah, they have some, and that's one thing that I'll bring back to you. The arborists are going to look at each street. Once we say from here to here on this side of the road and the existing conditions, our arborists will give us a list of, these are the things that you should plant. They no longer recommend planting the same tree, down the street, that you need a variety in case one of them gets sick, they don't all get sick and die.
Say they don't want the live oaks in the right of ways anymore?
No,
What were the
That's a
ones
shame.
Ray Bell always wanted
Those
to
are the best,
plant?
man.
I know.
They're hardy too.
Hollies,
And
the
I mean,
hollies.
you look at
trees,
Savannah,
yeah. Did
those trees have been there hundreds of years.
Hmm? They didn't do well, they did.
Um,
The garden club used to always want to plant holly trees
Yes.
in our median, but it didn't go over.
They get black spot too bad. I mean, really black soot or whatever you call it. So we're working on the trees. We will have a goal and we will be looking at right of way and in the parks as well.
And we can pay for it from our tree fund.
Mhm.
So it's not a general fund thing.
And the CRA also put money in the budget that's been approved for the street program, street tree program. The next item,
Can we ask,
yes, sir.
Joey, how much money do we have in that tree fund?
Have no idea.
I need to look at, I think there's at least 100,000 in there.
yeah, I was going to say 80 to 100,000,
Yeah.
something like that.
So we do use it. We have used it. We used it to increase the landscaping at the tennis center. We used it for, I think
No, we didn't use any at
what
Hercules.
about Hercules? It may have been the last place we used it. We were going to use it, I think, potentially for the city yard if need be.
Mhm.
But yeah, there should be, sorry, short answer is roughly $100,000.
That's cool. Sorry. Thank you.
And then my next item, the downtown sound system. Now remember, we've had that system up for 6 years, 6.5 years. In the rain, through storms, it's kaput. And the company that installed it is no longer in business. So with the help of IT and Barry, Lilly, and I can't say we, because there's been no we to it. Barry is researching it, trying to find another company that does the same thing. How can we do it? Part of the cost is already done because the first time we did it, we had to run electrical to each pole that we had a speaker on. So we won't have to do that again. That's been done. So we're trying to find a way to do this. We spent $60,000 on speakers the first time. I'm hoping not to spend that kind of money again, but it is a wonderful thing to have downtown.
Yeah, it's so important.
It-
If we're gonna have
it-
any events downtown, it's nice.
I've missed having it on.
I know.
Mhm.
Holiday season?
I know. It's going to be sad not to have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
don't do that in an open meeting. When we were getting ready for Festival of Lights, I had people stop me and ask me where the music was, that they really like the music. So we're working on it with Barry's help and IT's help. We'll come up with a plan. We'll bring it back to you, hopefully by next month. And we're working on, we've changed all of the grants. I was really pleased. Kevin has changed all of the grants online to increase the dollar amount. Apparently, we need to go over those forms a little bit more, but we want to market this. We need to come out of the gate at the beginning of the year that Zephyrhills is the place you need to move to, open your business. You know, that we are as much a partner to you as anything else. We want you to succeed. So I'm going to work with Kevin and we're going to come up with a marketing plan to push out the grants. And
We should
that,
pay for advertising in the Tampa Tribune.
yes, yes. And that's the last step. Anybody has any questions? That's all I have. Oh, I'm going to do the Main Street thing yet.
I just have a quick question. Back to the park and entrance signs. You said something about them being lit. So is it solar or is it electric?
It's solar.
Okay, good.
It'll
Because then
be
we don't have to
solar.
worry about,
He has a new, some kind of lighting thing that.
yeah, I'm sure with
he talked
LED lights
about.
and everything, it
And
doesn't
it's
take
really
much.
that backlighting.
Right.
You know, like.
Right.
Hercules, where the Z is, it'll be a
Well,
backlit.
that'd be good.
And they're sized proportionally to the parks.
That is correct.
So,
Like Ellis Herald will have a smaller sign because there's
It's
not
small.
a whole lot of room there to put a sign.
and Transplant Park will have a smaller than
Yes,
smaller sign.
Depot will have a huge sign. And I cannot wait for you to see Depot Park. I mean, keep your eye out, drive by the parks and watch what they're doing. In person is going to be so much greater than what you saw on the screen. There is really going to be a cool thing. And I see it as our Christmas present to the community,
Nice.
you know? So
Transplant and Ellis Herald will be the column, just a
That
straight
is
column,
correct,
not
the
the
small.
column and the sign outside.
Very good, yeah,
Yeah.
because
there's not
otherwise,
enough room.
right.
Also at Transplant, the column, the back side of the column will be a bulletin board for people in the community to put up information about things that are going on in the neighborhood. So if we've got like Festival of Lights, we could put Festival of Lights up and the date.
Okay, good.
So, and I'll just go on into the Main Street report on
Okay,
festival. So, well, it rained. Even though Billy said it would not, it rained. But people stayed. I mean, this community loves the parade. And Saturday night was certainly proof of that because they stayed. We didn't have as many people as we've had in the past, but it was threatening rain all day, but we still had a great turnout. The pictures are beautiful and thank you for reposting those pictures.
I reposted your post.
And the other thing that I find amazing about it is those posts did not have any negative comments.
Right.
People were really very positive about how, later on, the Zephyrhills community page had some negative things, but for the most part, they were excellent and people were happy that they lived in a community that still did a parade. So thank you to Public Works, their streets department, their parks department, as always, did an incredible job. Even when it was pouring down rain, they're out there working. It was amazing. The police department, the officers were everywhere. And it's hard to be community spirited and nice and happy when rain is pouring off of your cap. But I saw it with the police officers. I saw it with our people, how nice they were and courteous to our residents. So without them, there is no parade.
And I saw the chief, after he led the parade, come back and work the parade. He was up at 12th Street and Fifth Avenue with crowd control efforts with his guys, so with his staff.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing. What a great turnout and how well our team worked together. So I know Antoine will come back next month with pictures and stats and all of that. He has the day off today. So I just wanted to say thank you to our city team. And that's all I have.
Well, you guys did a great job too. You and Main Street and the board and the volunteers,
Well,
in addition, did a great job.
when it's started pouring down rain.
Mhm.
I was way up here. And did y'all know asphalt is slippery
Yes.
when it gets wet?
Yes.
It was pouring down
Yeah.
rain and I am just barely walking because I did not want to fall again this year.
Mhm.
So yes,
Yeah, last
we didn't have any incidents. Nobody had any problems, especially me. Everybody turned out very well. So again,
We went a
Thank
year and a
you.
half without an injury.
Can I say something?
you can't help yourself.
So the parade was great. Yes, we were blessed with that 2-hour window. I have no idea, but we were blessed with that 2-hour window. We were soaking wet because I got there at 4, so I was soaking wet. And I looked like a drowned rat, but it doesn't matter because we were there. But we gave out everything on our
There's no secret.
float. The youth council did. And then I ran ahead of the whole parade and talked to Antoine and said, we're out of stuff. And he got a crew and ran back. We got like 20 more boxes, and then we still ran out when we got to the corner. So,
Pantone for everybody.
yeah, so we had, I appreciated him jumping in and helping me, and he did really
And
fast.
we had 9 pallets. And we had 2 left over, which we donated to Meals on Wheels so that we could share it.
We were boxes and boxes were piling up.
Our whole truck was full of
And Ryan, the
boxes.
driver,
Poor
was
Ryan.
really good. He drove our float.
So
Mhm.
he's a nice
Nice
young
young
man, and he had no idea what he was getting into. And so we appreciated him very much. So it was baptism by fire
Mhm.
with this
Again.
parade with him.
And Mr. LeBlanc, if you could let him know that I left my umbrella in the,
Me too.
I left my umbrella in the
umbrella.
trailer. I need to come get it.
It's probably gone.
Yeah.
And we want to save the banner. Oh, we didn't have any banners this year, but
We
wanna
did have
try to
one on
find
the
banner
back, but yeah.
from Veterans Day if we can.
Yep.
We're
All
going to do better about that.
I'll look for them. And that's all I have. Any
All right,
questions?
any questions or comments? Apparently the city manager wants to say something.
I was just gonna say, we're gonna get a new banner for Veterans Day. They had the easiest name spelled wrong.
They spelled the city manager's name.
There's 3 L's in Billy.
Oh, no. All right.
Can't you just cross one
You
out?
know what?
Everybody had the opportunity to
I
review it,
approved
just
it.
We
FYI.
didn't notice that. but-
We all looked
I
at
proofed
it.
it. You proofed it. Hey, you proofed it.
I proofed it. Shane, we all proofed it. And then I got like 14 texts the day of the parade. Hey, I didn't know you had 3 L's in your name.
Oh, man. Can't we put a apostrophe through it?
Something.
Billy.
Yeah, we get a black marker and color it out.
Okay, anybody else have anything? No? Okay, thank you. All right, final thing is citizen comments. It's kind of like a family affair here. No, nobody? Okay. Well then, meeting's adjourned. Hand over the gavel.
Mike Panic, are you in the back room there?
This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, damn.
So I can correct it, and this has been.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular city council meeting for Zephyrhills. It's Monday, December 8th, and it's 6 PM. Ricardo, could you do the roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. President. Lance Smith. Here. Jody Wilkerson.
Here.
Stephen Spina.
Here.
Kenneth Burgess.
Here.
Charles Proctor.
Here.
Mayor Munson.
Here.
William Poe.
Here.
Matthew Maggard.
Here.
And I believe we have Pastor Ted O'Farrell to do the prayer, and he's from the Alliance Church of Zephyrhills. If you'd please stand, and then we'll do the pledge. No, pray first.
You want to turn that on? There we go.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
There we go. Let's unite our hearts together. Welcome, everyone, and we're glad to be here tonight. Let's pray. Almighty God and Heavenly Father, we rejoice in your goodness. We thank you for this evening where we can gather together. And Lord, we pray that you'll give wisdom to our city council members. Lord, give wisdom to those who are here that will speak to the issues. And Lord, we thank you that if anyone lacks wisdom, we can ask of you, and you give it liberally. And so, Lord, again, we thank you for that. We also thank you, Father, for the young people that are here and for what they've accomplished and what they are doing. We pray that you'll continue to build good character in their lives. And again, we ask your blessing upon this time, this evening, and we give you all the praise in Jesus' wonderful name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. All right, looks like we're going to move on to citizens' comments. Ricardo, do we have anyone signed up to speak to something that's not on the agenda?
No, Mr. President, I don't have anyone signed up.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak to the council about anything that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move forward. What?
Yeah, it's a special.
Yes, yeah. What?
No,
No.
he's saying no.
It's not.
What, Billy?
Signage is not on the agenda.
Oh, no, the signage isn't on there, no. No.
So
So you can,
come on
Sorry.
down.
if you would state your name and address for the record, please.
Oh, wait, so you're right there at the
Okay.
microphone.
Hi, my
Thank
name is,
you.
my name is Michael Hines. I have a small business at 5420 7th Street in Zephyrhills. It's Geiger's old feed store. And my concern is the overregulation of signage. I think that there's not enough liberty for me to get my message out on my building. And I just opened up and, I'm new and I want to try to get my message out, and I'm finding that the city of Zephyrhills is overregulated with the signage. And I like to try to, loosen up the restrictions for us so we can prosper and, have everybody have a good business like we should. And right now, I don't think we're getting the opportunity because of the overregulations. So that's what I come here to say.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for?
What kind of sign are you trying to put up? I mean, just a.
I
brand
originally
name, you know.
was going to do LED channel letter sign, and then it was going to be $3,500 for the particular sign that I was going to do. But then I found out that Ms. Hamilton said it had to be a engineered sign, and so that doubled the price to $7,000. And so, then I was getting ready to open up the store, and so I had to paint a sign because I had to have some kind of signage going on. And so I painted it, and then I was cited for it because evidently you're not allowed to paint on your building, which I think is ridiculous. If you own a building, you should be able to paint on your own building.
Right.
And then now, I guess it's too big of a sign that I planted. But, I'm sitting back one block off the main drag on 7th Street right here. Out on 301, everybody's got big signs, and, McDonald's got a big giant sign. Basically, Walmart, all the big guys, they can do what they want, but it seems like the small guy that actually needs help, he's the one that's, being restricted.
Well,
And I don't think that's right.
Often, a lot of those signs are grandfathered in.
Yeah, well, see,
I think if we
I'm
could
in
get that.
competition with grandfather stuff, so
Right.
that's
What
not a
kind of
level
business
playing
do you
field.
have?
Huh?
What's your business? What kind of
I
business?
sell aluminum supplies and mobile home supplies.
But don't we have sign grants? You can apply for sign with that
Yeah,
help?
I don't,
The issue is, sorry, I talked to Mr. Hines on Friday.
Yes,
And so correct me if I put words in your mouth that
Go
you
right
didn't say to me. So obviously, and he stated the issue with the cost, the cost of engineering increased it. His concern was with the size of the sign.
Correct.
The limitations that we have in the sign standards. And there's some conflicting information in here, and we're working with GAI to consultants to clean that up. But right now, our regulations allow a 2 foot by 10 foot sign. And so that's what the issue is it's 2 foot tall by 10 foot wide. Mr. Hines, I think the sign he has out there, I apologize, I don't remember what.
it's quite a bit bigger
It's
than that.
bigger than 2 foot tall, I
Right,
know. I don't
you
think
know.
it's 10 foot wide, but it's
But
much
I mean,
bigger than.
that's what it has to be to advertise or to get people's attention. I highly doubt it offends anybody when they're driving down the road. You think the city would be more concerned with, small business surviving than going around and nitpicking about, things like, that they think that may offend or something. I don't know the reasoning for, I
Well,
can only imagine that, but I don't know.
the reason we do it is, number one, we are concerned about small businesses, and that's why we provide a variety of grant opportunities through the CRA for a business. So if there's another way we could help you, you might check with Ms. Hamilton, and maybe we can. But the reason we do limit signs the brightness and the size and different things like that is because you don't want all that clutter
Right.
of
Well,
your whole,
some
the
businesses
visual
have
clutter.
that. Like if you go just past Sunny's up there, there's a, where the medical building is there, they got, it's bright as daylight when you drive by that thing, and that continues to happen.
Yeah, I don't like
But
that
the
sign either.
small guys that, get the citations.
Mhm, mhm.
Councilman Smith.
Thank you. I would like us to relook at the signs because I think sometimes we are a little, we go overboard, and there is a fine line between not having something undesirable, but also trying to keep the business going and afloat. Now, your business is on a one-way street.
Correct.
You can't take advantage of the signage on the north side of your building because nobody's coming that way.
That is correct.
So, I mean, yeah, I just think I think we should revisit this because I had a call, a different business called me about it, about a sign issue. So I don't think it would be bad for us to revisit this and
I
just
appreciate that.
talk about it. So.
Right. Yeah, and as well, I've had calls as well, and I think that's a great idea to revisit the sign. Well, thank you for that, because I really think, the community needs small businesses to survive, and if you, if you restrict us, that's, that's going to hurt us financially, and that, that's. Well, I appreciate you making us aware.
It's like, aren't we, when they come in, new business comes in, I thought we were going to give them like a packet of information, tell them, like
I got a
about
packet,
signage and stuff. But I mean, it
there's so
sounds
many-
like you try to do one kind of sign and found out you couldn't do it, and try to do another kind of sign.
And I'd be willing to do any kind of
Well,
sign that
but
you
what
want
I'm
to say.
saying is
It's just that I want it to be big enough.
I
for the
didn't
people
know
to
if you
see
were
it.
made aware of what they
Yes.
had on it.
Yeah, there's quite a few regulations. It's it's substantial regulations, I mean, it's pretty much got it covered up every which way you go with it,
Ms. Hamilton is just doing, excuse me, just a moment. Ms. Hamilton is just doing what the regulations say.
Right,
I
well-
think it's important to recognize that the council does our best to try to enforce the rules equally across the board. And, one of the challenges is that you're kind of in a, you're in that, there's a high density, high traffic area, which is 301. And then you're kind of one row over,
Yes.
which is more slower driving people. Those are people, there's residences along that road. There's a mixed use of offices and things like that. So I think it's a very different character. And I think that I'm not opposed, like Councilman Smith, to looking at customizing signs in certain areas. But the bottom line is that we have to have regulations, because then, we talk about, you mentioned over-regulation, but it's also often it's a reaction to something that's garish or something that's dangerous, like a sign that's so bright that, it blinds
well,
drivers as they drive by.
Yes, ma'am.
And so it's always a challenge to do that balance. But I think that our staff, I found, is very easy to work with. They're just trying to enforce the rules, but we're glad you came to us to talk about it.
Well, yeah, and those, those bright lights are still up there, I don't know if, they get to play by different rules or
They
how
were
it works out,
grandfathered
but,
in. Yeah.
and
some
as far
aren't
as
in the
7th Street
CRA.
goes,
Right.
that's a one way that people use to go faster to get out of the traffic. So, the idea that it's a slower moving traffic, people are trying to cut through on 7th Street. So
There's one other point too. Your business is in what we call the Community Redevelopment Authority
Yes.
area. And those, a lot of those sign restrictions are more stringent
exactly.
in the CRA.
Yeah.
And the businesses you're talking about outside are not. And a lot of the signs, it's based on the size of the building. So obviously a big box
Tiny
store like
building.
Walmart is going to have a huge sign. But I guarantee you, if I could get, if we could undo some of the grandfathering in around here,
Okay.
I would be all for it
All right.
and get rid of some of those signs.
Okay.
But you can't.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
thank
so-
y'all.
Yeah, so just,
Thank you.
so we are, like I said, we are looking at those signs. And then the comment about the one-way street. So because it is a corner lot, we allowed Mr. Hines to put the sign instead of on the northern facing wall, to put on the southern facing wall so traffic could see it,
Front
So we-
and side.
or front and side. So we took, so the building sits
Right on the
face,
corner.
right. So instead of putting the sign on the northern side, right, because traffic would never see it, to
Yeah,
your
no,
point,
no.
we allowed him to put it on the southern side.
So he got double the amount on the southern side?
That is correct.
And it still wasn't.
Well, based on rule, it's,
Because
No,
he's on a corner
So maybe
lot.
we should look at it.
So he's asked if the sign square footage was doubled by
Oh.
moving it to the south. And the
Well,
answer is
but if
no to
he's got
that.
a front sign, the front sign faces 301, and then the sign on 7th Street is for the one-way traffic on 7th Street. So he has it on the front and the side. He wouldn't be allowed it on 3.
He's on a corner lot, and that's why he
right.
gets two signs.
Yeah,
If he
so-
wasn't on a corner lot, he wouldn't even.
So it
he'd only
sounds
get
to
the
me
front.
like the city is trying to work with you, and we are going to review the ordinance.
No.
Yeah. Let me just so the issue, and Gail and Mr. Hines are both here. So the issue is that we allow a 2x10 on each frontage road or each frontage of the property. So there's 2x10 allowed on the front and there's 2x10 allowed on the northern facing. We moved that northern facing to the southern facing wall. And then on the front, there was because of the way the building is set up, you have the big door in the middle. So it's like you can do 2x5 on one side and 2x5 on the other side. So that's kind of where we're in a disagreement, I guess, is that the rules say 2x10 and Mr. Hines would like a bigger sign than that. So that's what the issue comes down to on this one. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, anyway,
Go over.
did you have something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to say and follow up on Mr. Hines. Yes, we are trying to work with Mr. Hines. But in the past, the CRA board has been really clear about their feelings on signage and the proliferation of signage, that we did not want 301 to look like 19, and that the smaller businesses, nowadays, it's not what's on your sign, it's your social media presence. And I sent Mr. Hines an email today because of our partnership with Main Street, we can promote his business. We have people that are on the promotion committee that do work in the mobile home parks that he would find advantageous to his business. So maybe right now, I can't change the size of his sign because the person last week was fine with a 2x10 sign, was thrilled with it. So they're following it. I can't, the way it's written right now, I can't give him a bigger one. I can't treat him any different. But maybe we can help him through social media. Maybe there are other ways that we can help him.
I mean, lots of seniors ain't into this, social media, and not that I shouldn't be getting my, I think that's overregulated. I really think that you guys.
Well, that's why we're going to review everything.
And we are going.
Because, I'm not the only one. I guarantee you that, and, I'll go around and try to gather up everybody. But right now, I see around town how it's all going on. People are circumventing by backing up their vans, putting banners on here. People are trying to make a living. We're trying to scratch out a living here, and it seems like the city would be more interested in trying to help you instead of shoot you in the foot while you're trying to make a living.
So we are trying to be more creative, and GAI is working as part of the master plan. We are working on the sign, and the signage ordinance, and come back with some more creative ideas for you. If you tell us that you want to change it, then I'm going to have to go back and reevaluate other building permits that we've allowed. So just let staff know what we're supposed to do. We're enforcing it as it is written. If it were a couple of inches different, we wouldn't do it through, I'd talk to Billy and we'd, make some kind of arrangement. But a 12-foot sign, it's not allowed anywhere.
What's
So
the square foot difference? I mean, because we allow 20, so how big is Mike's sign?
well, what he painted, which no, the CRA doesn't allow, nor does the city's sign ordinance allow painting on a building. It's from the top of the roof to the ground. You tell me how
Mike,
tall it is. Like, I'm not good.
Well, so sorry. So the sign that you submitted, I saw a rendering. Do you remember what the square footage of that was by chance?
The one I submitted that would be the engineered acrylic.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see, it was 96 inches wide, I do believe like 66 inches tall.
And the regulation
double.
says 24.
Yeah,
8 by
it's
5,
double.
So
what-
40 square feet.
40, we allow 20.
So it's about double. So let staff take a look at it. We have GAI working on it now. Like I said, there's some discrepancies that have found as a staff. And we have discussions on daily. And I spoke to Mr. Hines on Friday. Let us get through this revision with GAI and we will bring it back to the board for review and some discussion.
And sir, she mentioned Main Street, excuse me, sir. When she mentioned Main Street, so Main Street has a publication that goes to all the parks. And that is your target market, essentially, those the aluminum product sales. And so I do encourage you to not poo-poo that idea that it really is, it's a great opportunity. It's only available to people who are in the CRA that are located where you are. So it's a privilege really to have those resources for you. Right. Any other questions?
Instead of, you know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
I might take advantage of it also, but,
Right.
you know, I'm still sticking with the sign issues. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming. All right. Is there anyone else that wants to speak to something that's not on the agenda?
Mr. President, I did have one more person sign up,
All right.
Michael Cooper.
If you'd state your name and address for the record.
Michael Cooper, 39239 3rd Avenue, Zephyrhills, Florida. I've been here once before and talked to y'all about trimming the trees in Zephyr Heights. They did a good job on 3rd Avenue, but they skipped the rest of Zephyr Heights. The garbage truck is still hitting the tree limbs and tearing the garbage truck up and leaving limbs lay in the road that it tears off. And they need to come do all of Zephyr Heights. The garbage, because it's tearing the truck up. It's been, every time you turn around, it's broke down. They have to send out a different garbage truck. I hear now that y'all talking about getting 2 more garbage trucks. I don't know, but that's what I heard. Next thing I want to mention, I do walk in every morning in Zephyr Heights. I like to reactivate the crime watch because I do that. I have no cost. I tell the people, if I see somebody messing with your house, I will call the law because there's been a few break-ins around here. And I think it would be a good thing to have. Some of the signs need to be cleaned because you can't even see them hardly. They're so nasty. A lot of the roads, there's no sidewalks. We asked about getting them. They said they were going to try to see what they could do because we have no sidewalks. The kids have to walk in the road. Not just me, but the kids. We have no crosswalks, period. Crossing roads, crossing from sidewalk to a road, no crosswalks at all. And some of the crosswalks you do have, like on 6th Street, once you cross 20th, 60 continues, the crosswalk is about wore out. You can't hardly see it. So they need to redo them for safety. That's my thing. As you can see, I am a veteran. My wife is also a veteran. The World War II reenactment. We live on 3rd Avenue, right by Tangerine. Guess what brought my wife out of her chair? Because of the big boom and my window is shaking like this. I thought my window was going to break. Your fake cannon fire. It was so loud, it brought her out of the chair. She was in a desert storm, sir. The gunshot brought me out of my chair. I was ready to kill. We were trained. You hear fire, you take action. Some of these vets, it may not harm them, but when you hear scud mussels hitting near you, you hear an explosion, you panic. Thank God, I prayed for the rain. I was glad the rain came and it had to end soon. Yet I talked to other vets and they said, well, it wasn't as good as last year. I said, yeah, because it rained. Thank God. Because I thought my window was going to bust. That's how loud it was. They had some kind of, I don't know, I talked to Mr. Poe about it, some kind of party thing or dance thing or whatever. The music was so loud. I could hear it through my house, through my block home with brand new windows, double pane, and it was coming through my walls. I called the police station. Could you please go over there and have them turn it down some? Well, they're having this, whatever it was, some kind of party thing over there, and they wouldn't do nothing. Well, there's officers there. They turned it down. They would not turn it down. And I'm sitting in my house. I couldn't even hear my TV. I had my TV up. I had to turn it almost full blast to be able to hear my TV. That's how bad it was. Now I got a block home, but we're on the other side of the railroad tracks. Can't they turn the speakers the opposite way? Why not turn it to the country instead of to the houses? We can hear them when they're playing over there in the baseball field. The announcer over there, they're hitting, oh, they home run, they're kicking the ball or whatever. That's fine. I'm sitting outside. I don't hear that inside my house. But that reenactment literally terrified my wife. She had nightmares. I spoke to, I don't know if I mentioned that to Mr. Poe or not, but he did take care of the homeless people we had over in the park. They had tents in the woods. They sent code enforcement out, but the only thing is the code enforcement was scared to go in the woods. They walked along the side of the woods and tried to look in. Well, if they got that big freeze we had, they left. I found a couple literally sleeping on the park bench one morning. They need to change the park hours. Why does it stay open to 10 o'clock? Nobody needs to be over there at 10 o'clock at night. I go over there at 5:30 in the morning. I go for my walk. I come through the park, I walk around track and go straight home. I don't mess around. I don't hang around. There's people over having sex in the park. They left the condom, beer bottles. They smoke dope over there. I seen guys selling drugs. The cops could do nothing because they didn't see it. I live right across from the park. I sit outside almost all day long because I'm disabled. I was in a wheelchair. I'm out of that wheelchair, as you can see. So I'm walking to lose more weight. So I see a lot of stuff. And I'm keeping Mr. Poe informed. I would just like to bring it to your attention.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your kindness.
Yep. Thank
Thank
you.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Is there anyone else signed up?
I have no one else signed up.
All right, seeing no one else wants to speak. Sir,
You got to come up here.
yeah, make it quick. We already gave it.
Why do you have to have a structure, like we want to put up a metal building to park our vehicle under? Why does this have to be attached to my house? If it's metal and concrete or anchors, it's not going to blow away. They said it's got to be attached to my house. Why?
I'm going to have you talk to staff about that, okay? So reach out to them and let them help you with that, okay?
Yeah, 'cause they said, well,
They'll
you don't
know,
get one,
they
Yeah.
know those regulations.
Yeah, but I don't
So-
understand why it's got to be attached to my house.
I don't know the regulations, but they do. But thank you.
All right, thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to the mayor.
Mr. President, do we have an emergency
I
item
have,
that we need
I
to-
have an
Yes,
emergency
okay, great.
item that I need to add to the agenda. And it's for an easement for bus shelter. We're going to put that at number 4
Okay,
on my report, okay?
Mr. President, I move that we approve the mayor's emergency item.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. Thank
Okay,
you, Mayor.
thank you. And then we're going to have the DAR come on up and we're going to do.
You want me to come up too? Okay.
Okay. So I was very happy with this proclamation. Thank you, guys. Whereas on December 1st, 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks made a courageous and transformative stand for equality by refusing to relinquish her seat on a segregated bus, an act of peaceful resistance that ignited the Montgomery bus boycott and became a defining catalyst for the American civil rights movement. And whereas Rosa Parks' quiet strength and resolute defiance against injustice inspired millions, fueling a nationwide call for equality and human dignity, and demonstrating that one individual's actions can help reshape the conscience of a nation. And whereas on December 1st, 2025 marks the 70th anniversary of this historic moment, providing an opportunity for communities across the United States to reflect on the progress made, the work that remains, and the freedoms secured through the courage of individuals like Rosa Parks. And whereas Rosa Parks' steadfast commitment to justice and equality continues to serve as a powerful reminder that the pursuit of fairness, dignity, and respect is a shared responsibility of all citizens. And whereas the city of Zephyrhills proudly joins the nation in honoring her legacy and recognizing the profound impact her actions have had on civil rights, civic engagement, and the ongoing advancement of American society. Now, therefore, I, Melanie Barr Monson, Mayor of the City of Zephyrhills, by virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby recognize and honor Rosa Parks and encourage all residents of Zephyrhills to reflect upon her enduring legacy and the importance of upholding equality, justice, and unity within our community and nation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to have our youth council come up, Mr. Barr, Beth Aker come up, Chief, Kathy, come on up. We're going to do, if you guys can you can come on both sides of me. Okay. And Mr. Barr's going to, so yep. We are excited about this next presentation. So yes, Priya, come up. Sorry. I didn't notice she was sitting down there. Come on up. Come on in with these, right between these two. There you go. So we just finished our largest fundraiser that the Youth Council has done. And I'm very proud of what's happened. I don't usually write a speech because I usually like to do, but I know I'm going to be a little emotional with this, so I'm going to just say it. I've never been so proud to be a part of this community as I am today. For weeks prior to the event, I witnessed youth and local business owners unite for an amazing cause, and together we raised $11,000 for the CHIPS organization. These funds will provide immediate support for housing needs, clothing, utilities, and much more for those less fortunate in our community. Thank you to everyone who contributed. Your generosity is making a real difference. And I want some of you guys, I have many of you here that helped. Stand up if you helped on this. Stand up for me. These are just a few. These are just a few of the amazing business owners that stepped up and people. Each of these young people right here worked tirelessly to spread the word and raise funds. I want to give a special recognition to our two top fundraisers, Nakoa and Rayland. I have a little. Hey. I have a little something for you. Raylan raised $930, and Nakoa raised $840. So we had more than 20 local business owners step up, knowing their donations would make a real difference. Wharton Smith generously donated 20,000 or 2,000, not 20. Shoot, 2,000. He's like, wait a minute, 2,000 to kick off the fundraiser. And Cameron Brady, who's right here, who runs a nonprofit called Kelsey's House, he purchased 75 meals to distribute to those in need in our community. My family's company, Barr's Propane Gas and AC, shared their expertise with Kevin Barr, providing the barbecue, the beans, and Meals on Wheels providing the sides. And together we served over 350 meals, many of which were donated to support individuals experiencing homelessness. As these homeless people came through the line, I was so proud of these kids. I'm not supposed to call them kids. These young people. They, maybe some of them have never been around a homeless person. I don't know. But they jumped to the cause, and they quickly made sure that they were taken care of and gave them food. No one was denied a meal when they came through that line. No one was. And I was very proud of how you guys handled this. This is an event that Kevin's done for years, doing barbecue events to raise money for nonprofits. We never dreamed of this. Okay, we never dreamed of this. And for us, it's a big deal. So the dedication I witnessed in this community is going to make a huge difference. And I want to thank all of you. Everyone, this was an entire community project, and I'm so grateful. The planning department came out to volunteer. We had the police there. We had them driving food around to the homeless people. It was an amazing night. So we're going to take a minute, and Chief is going to say a couple of words. Then Kathy's going to introduce a gentleman who has had the privilege of using the CHIPS program. And we're excited to hear from him. And then Mr. Barr is going to present the check.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll try to keep this brief, but I'm so proud of this youth council, so proud to be part of this community. I don't think you're going to see anything like this anywhere else. From what I saw the other day, it is Zephyrhills. It is exactly what Zephyrhills stands for, and it's exactly what you would come to expect from the Zephyrhills community. And they showcased it. But on behalf of CHIPS, we certainly want to thank everybody that contributed to the success of the barbecue event. But it was more than just a fundraiser. It was kindness and community in action. I saw people stepping out without being asked. I witnessed young people leading with empathy and purpose. Real change doesn't start with the perfect plans. It begins the moment we decide to show up for someone else and continue to do so. This event should remind us that kindness isn't something we do once a year at a fundraiser, but it's a habit we build every day. It's how we treat people. It's how we talk about people that you don't know. And talking about people that are struggling and you don't understand their story. And it's how we choose to see each other, not as problems to fix, but as people. That is important. Thank you for showing us what community looks like at its best, because you really did show it. Honestly, if this event had sold one chicken dinner, it still would have been successful, because it fostered camaraderie, strengthened relationships, and reminded us of who we are when we care for one another. If this isn't what success looks like, then frankly, I'd rather be considered mediocre by world standards. You got to keep showing up like this. And I thank you guys, because that is the heart of Zephyrhills community, and appreciate you guys carrying that on. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Kathy McKenzie, and I do have the honor and privilege of being the CHIPS coordinator. And I go to work every day with the resolve to just help. And I hear this theme of community, and it's not about me. It's not about, you know, some of the officers that are on a specific team to go out and do the homeless outreach. It's truly about the community. It started here. We're vested here. Are we serving even outside our lines a little bit? Well, I can't help the fact that we're doing something pretty awesome and people are hearing about it. So with that, I wanted to just give you an example of somebody that touched my heart. They all touch my heart, or I wouldn't do what I do. But this gentleman was willing to share his story. And so I'm honored to introduce Charles for him just to share a little bit about his situation and how we were able to help.
Thank you. You know, when I was asked to speak, there was so much to be thankful for, especially at this time of year. But when I found myself at about the lowest point in my lifetime, now just a little background, I'm an honorably discharged member of the United States Air Force. You know, I'm a degreed engineer. Not just everybody, this is what a homeless person could almost look like. You know, the old adage, you don't judge a book by its cover. But about this community and what these people are radiating to y'all to let you know how special you are. You came to my rescue with the CHIPS program and just luckily getting in touch with Ms. McKenzie. I was able to not only get back on my feet, but here just 4 weeks ago, I moved back to Zephyrhills to make this my home. I was so impressed with y'all and what y'all did for me. And I just wanted to say thank you to each one of you and to each one of the members of this council, because just within 2 weeks, I was able to meet a man, Bill Morehouse, that runs a nationally funded program through the Elks Lodge, but which helps veterans get back on their feet. So now I'll pay it forward, like when you gave me a hand up. I'm already in the process of paying it forward to others. And it's all because of people like you and these people right here that you see. So be proud of where you're from, because like I said, I just moved here and was proud to do so. So thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. All right, Mr. Barr, you want to, so we actually got more donations since the event. So you're going to see a different number on here than what we started with. So come on up, Chief and Kathy and Beth and yeah, you guys want to come around so you can see? There we go. Come on. Here's some more of our mentors. I've been for you guys. Yeah, let's make sure our signs are showing. Here we go. Where you, there we go. Now that I told you that, there we go. Oh, wait, baby.
What about John? Walker Smith, come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Got a spot right here.
Somebody take his picture for him. There you go.
One, two, three.
All right.
Cameron, you coming up? You want to take a picture? No?
All right.
Yeah.
You want to say a couple? You don't want to say anything? Mhm. Yes, yes. Beth would like to say a couple words.
Thank you so much. And as we talk community, I really want you to know where's Chief Brewer? Actually, Kevin, if you can come up here. About 7 years ago, we sat around a table and talked about what we could do for this community, never knowing what that would look like. And at that meeting, I was actually told it would never happen. It would never happen. And I just want you to see, you don't say no. You don't say no to a community like this. And you really need to be proud of the community that you're in. Chief Brewer had a vision. Kevin Barr stepped up and said, absolutely. Mayor Monson was here and said, let's just do it. So fast forward 7 years ago, we have the Community Hope and Intervention Project of Zephyrhills that will leave a legacy that each one of you can make a really big impact on. And you've already done that. So thank you so much. Thank you.
You want us to go out and take a good, we're going to take some of these, you guys
Mayor.
all outside and take a picture. Matt,
Mayor, I'd like
Thank
to
you.
say something too.
your company donated too. I appreciated that. Yes.
I'd like to just add that I would like to recognize the city council here because several years ago, we provided seed money to CHIPS and we've seen this just explode. And it couldn't be done without everybody in the audience, but I'm proud that we were part of it too. So.
I can handle the item. Yeah. So this is, and I apologize because it's not my item, but there was an email that was forwarded to the council members from Dr. Lynette Long. She's the chair of the Florida Women's Historical Marker Initiative. The short story is they would like to place a state of Florida historical marker honoring Rosemary Wallace Trotman in Zephyrhills. Basically what we need is approval from council, and if you have a location you'd like it to be, we can tell them that's the location we would like. If not, staff will work with the group to pick a location.
Your mic is off.
Is Ms. Trotman buried in Oakside Cemetery?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no idea. Thank you for answering. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yes. In fact, her house was the hot dog place.
Right.
I don't know what it is now, but she lived there. And, when I was a kid, I interviewed her for the Zephyrhills News back in 1970 something, I think. And her husband was a school teacher here. And they had one child who was killed, missing in action in World War II in the Pacific. And his body was never found. He never came home. But she started the Historic Association, and Erica is here, and Erica is the current president of the Zephyrhills Historic Association. And we held meetings in the old chamber building that on the corner there, that was the tire place on the corner. And the chairs we sat in were old beat up chairs from the home theater, actually. And she started the Historic Association because she had finished the first volume of the History of Zephyrhills, and she wanted help in writing a second volume. And she said she was getting elderly and she couldn't do it herself. And we gathered and we never did it, but it got the Historic Association started. So I would move that the city approve this and get with the Historic Association and find a proper location.
And I'll second that motion. I think that's a great idea. And,
She
the
is so
DAR
worthy.
has medallions that they place on the gravestones of historic figures. And that might be something that we do, is design a plaque of some sort to put there.
And she was born out near where your family had property out on the end of Geiger Road. She was born out there. Yeah.
You know, and we had talked about one time putting something around the fountain area for,
Right.
and maybe consider that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that would be a very worthy first person to
Is there
to put
anything
it
you want
there.
to say? Come up,
Yeah, come up
I'm
and
sorry.
speak to the group.
come on up.
I'm sorry, what I had said was we had talked about putting a memorial area around the fountain here, and I think that would be a good thing to look at possibly doing. So go ahead.
City Hall.
The mic's off.
Hi, I'm Erica Freeman, 37519 8th Avenue. And yes, I am the current president of Zephyrhills Historical Association, and this is a wonderful thing. She was a wonderful woman, and she did almost single-handedly save our history. So it is important to have a tribute to her.
More discussion? I have a motion and a second.
Do you know where?
Aye.
All in favor,
Your
say
mic is off, Mr. President.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Charlie.
Oh, motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to
Item
item number
1.4.
4.
Yep, yes, sir. So in front of you, this was an item that was walked on. So in front of you, there's a packet. It's an easement for Culver's, the bus shelter access. As you know, there's monies budgeted for bus stops or the shelters to be constructed. 3 bus shelters in the city. One of them is in front of, in front of Culver's. And there's an easement that is needed for some of the improvements. And so that's what this agreement is in front of you.
Okay, so we just need a vote on
I
it.
just need a vote to approve this easement, and we will continue to move this
I
forward.
move that we approve this easement to facilitate a bus shelter at the Culver's area.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Mr. President, if I may take a little bit of liberty here and ask Tommy Lee to come up to the podium. This is actually her item.
And the shelters meet a certain architectural criteria, right?
Yes, yeah, they'll meet the criteria that all the other bus shelters are, but I believe if I'm correct, it's going to be a little bit, instead of being green, which is Pasco County's colors, they will be blue for the ones that are in the city limits. Is that correct, or did that change?
Yes, so we did discuss with the county, with the partnership, that the bus stops and the shelter upgrades within the city, if we could implement some of the city branding so that we can enhance our sense of place, and so people would know when they're in the city.
Yes.
And Mr. President, I've kind of been working with the planning staff a little bit on this project, and it's taken so long. I mean, honestly, we're talking about 3 slabs, okay, on which to place these shelters. And we've been working 12 months at least or more.
It's been over a year.
Yeah. So,
What's taking so long?
well, everything. You're working with Pasco County, you're working with engineers, you're having to get easements. It's
If it could
everything.
go wrong on this one, it seems like it's gone wrong.
everything, yeah. So,
Pretty
and the first thing we had to do was figure out exactly where they were going to be placed. That was part of it. But I'm hopeful that now that we've got the template, the next 3 are going to go much faster.
So it should be pretty smooth sailing to pick the next 3 and get the survey and engineering done. As far as getting the actual bus shelters installed, we'll have to coordinate a little bit more with Pasco County to see if we can get those sometime soon, but we can start working on the next round of the pads.
Right, from what I saw too, that they put out a bid and they didn't get any response on the shelters. So once we get the pads, it might be a delay. It will be a delay, I'm sure, to get the shelter put in. So, but at least we're trying to move on it. And it is frustrating because we know on the private side, we can do stuff really quick. But it is a different animal. I've got to say, it is a different animal doing this stuff to the city. And I appreciate it. I know we scream and shout about getting stuff done, but it's frustrating for y'all too, I know. So, but thank you for your efforts on it.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So-
Can I?
Yes.
No, you go.
So the reason I brought Tommy Lee up here was not really to address this item, but this is unfortunately will be Tommy Lee's last council meeting. I already told her professionally. So she did get snatched up, but not in the sense that you're talking. So she is, can I say?
You could say.
So she is moving to Washington State to get married. And so I told her
Thank you.
professionally,
Thank you.
I don't like her. I'm very selfish, but I am very appreciative of what she has brought to the table and brought to the city of Zephyrhills, and she will be missed.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Mr. Poe, I told Tommy Lee today that I was glad for her and sad for us.
Yes.
But
I
she's
did
gonna,
tell her
she's gonna love
congratulations.
Washington State. That area's beautiful, so.
Yes, thank you. It's been great the past 2 years here, and I am going to miss each and every one of you guys. So thank you.
Thank you for all you've done.
You still coming to Christmas party though, aren't you?
I'll be there.
She's part of the catering service with the HR and H&R catering.
Oh.
That's what I call HR.
All right, I think we did take a vote on that. All right,
Just have a
moving
different color
forward,
green.
we have,
We're doing blue, but-
we have 10 consent agenda items. We can pass them all at once, or we can pull any for discussion.
If there's no discussion, I move that we approve all 10.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. And
Next is public hearing.
this is a public hearing.
Do you want me to take this now, Mr. President?
Yes.
All right, I have business item 2.1. It's first reading of resolution number 864-25. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills, Florida, expressing its intent to use the uniform method for levy collection and enforcement of non-ad valorem assessment provided for in Chapter 197 Florida Statutes, Section 197.3632, for a storm water utility fee to be levied for operation and maintenance of the city's stormwater conveyance system, capital projects related to stormwater drainage and resiliency, provided that the non-ad valorem assessment shall be included in the combined notice for ad valorem taxes and non-ad valorem assessments provided in Chapter 197 Florida Statutes, Section 197.3635, provided that the non-ad valorem assessment shall be collected in the same manner as ad valorem taxes, providing that this non-ad valorem assessment is needed in order to maintain stormwater drainage systems that service the city of Zephyrhills and to fund capital improvement projects to be determined by the city council related to stormwater drainage and resiliency, providing for the legal description of the corporate limits of the city of Zephyrhills, which shall be subject to the non-ad valorem levy, providing that the public hearing on the resolution was duly advertised, providing that the clerk of the city of Zephyrhills shall mail certified copies of the resolution, and providing for an effective date.
You guys got all that?
Yep.
All right. So in accordance with the statutory requirements, the city had to advertise this resolution for 4 consecutive weeks. It was advertised in the Tampa Bay Times. The proposed resolution declares the city's intent to use the uniform method of levying, collecting, and enforcing a non-ad valorem assessment for the stormwater utility fee, and that will begin in the 2026 tax year. The key components are the use of the uniform method, the purpose of the assessment area, the collection procedures, the assessment role, and the required notifications. There is not a fee set. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, no, I'm waiting till you're done.
Okay, all right, sorry. Oh, do they need to open up the public hearing first?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just started talking.
I'm going to open up the public hearing. Is there anyone signed up for this?
No, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak to this item? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Do we have any
Are we
discussion?
going to continue discussion?
Well, I mean, I think just, yeah, I need to make sure.
Just leave it up.
Okay.
All right, so I will reiterate I'll just state it again that the city advertised this resolution for 4 consecutive weeks in the Tampa Bay Times. That's a requirement for this resolution to use this process. Again, what you see there is in the memo, it lays out all of the key components. This will begin in fiscal year 26 tax year. There is no immediate fiscal impact. There is not, the fee has not been set. If you remember, you approved to use Raphtillis to do the stormwater assessment fee. They are still in the process of that. And once that fee comes back or that study comes back, then that will be brought back before council for approval, for discussion and approval. With that, staff recommends that the city council approve resolution 864-25, declaring the city's intent to use the uniform method for leveling, and collecting and enforcing non-ad valorem stormwater utility assessments within the corporate limits of the city of Zephyrhills. Are there any questions?
I have none.
No, I'm sorry. And what this does is basically gives us the framework with which we can put forth an assessment, put together assessment. We've got to do the rational nexus. We've got to identify the projects. We've got to do all that before we can establish it. And then we've got to decide if we want to move forward with a portion or how to.
Correct. This is step one, and it has to be done before January 1st and sent to the county. And then from there, we do all of those things that you just said. And there's other items that will have to be passed that get sent to Pasco County. There's an agreement that will be signed with with the tax collector and the property appraiser's office for the assessment and for the collection of the taxes, and then remittance back to the city.
So there's no other way. I'm a little nervous to approve something that we know nothing about yet. I mean, in terms of what the cost is going to be, what the impact's going to be to our residents, what exactly these things are going to fund, all of that information. Are we advertising it? Can we roll it out? Can we prepare people a little better? I'm just, does this have to happen today?
This has to happen today. So this is step one that allows us to do all of the other things, to get us the fee, to have the public hearings, to notify the, I mean, we noticed this in the papers, but once we receive the fee or the study from Raphtillis, then there will be additional public hearings that will say, here's the fee, here's the projects, here's the scope. So you'll know all of those things that you're asking for. This is just the framework to say, we want to charge whatever the fee may be. And council at any point can say, right. But at any point you can say, we don't like this fee. Yeah, right now it's zero. So there's a zero fee. And if it's, and I'm just X amount, if council's happy with that, we charge that. If you're not happy with it, we have a discussion and we lower it, raise it, or we don't move forward at all. There's no harm in not moving forward, but this has to happen for us to be able to move forward if we want to collect on the taxes. The other option is to collect on the water bills. I don't think that's, well, as a staff, we don't believe that's the best option for us. That collection on taxes is the route to go.
And the tax bill.
On the tax bill, yes, correct.
Yeah, and I can assure you that setting this up does not mean it'll go through, because if you remember, we've done it 3 times to do a fire assessment fee and we never did it.
True.
So this starts the process, but it does not commit you to anything.
Commit our residents to something we're not prepared for.
And if we get to that point, I'll remind everybody of Hurricane Milton and the impacts that had on the area.
They want us to fix the problem, but it's going to cost.
Yes. And we're trying as a staff. I mean, council has approved us to purchase 2 different properties. We have appropriations that we're working on right now with 9th Avenue, trying to massage that language to allow us to purchase the house that's next to the pond so we can increase the capacity even farther. And we're working with FDM, Florida Department of Emergency Management, for the Meadowwood Estates pump generator piping to connect those 2 ponds and be able to pump the water out and have a generator. So we're working on those things, but this will definitely help.
And you met with Pasco County on the Silver Oaks and the Zephyr Creek Canal.
Zephyr Creek Canal is moving forward. Phase 1 is funded. They have 1 easement that they're trying to obtain. Once they receive that easement, they'll be able to go out. They'll be able to let that bid. They're just waiting for that 1 easement. And then phase 2 and 3, they're working on conceptual designs, and their plan is to apply for the CDBG DR funds and do those improvements, phase 2 and 3, which would be from Zephyr Park, C Avenue north, including the outfall structure from Silver Oaks.
Is there any
Thank
more
you.
discussion?
No other question.
If there's no more discussion, I'll close the public hearing. And I'll entertain a motion.
I move for approval of resolution 864-25 on the first reading.
Second.
Okay, and one other question. This would be on the bill, kind of like the school board is on there.
No,
No?
it'll be on the line where the solid waste assessment is.
Okay.
And if you have any properties in the county, the county has a stormwater assessment fee, and I believe it's $95. So it's the non-ad valorem, so it's below the.
So in
millage
other words,
rates.
if I'm paying zero,
You still pay
I
it.
still pay. Everybody pays.
So what, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but I believe the presentation that will be to council everybody will pay except for Pasco County School Board. And there's a state statute and there's case law that school boards don't pay. And we can take up that fight if you'd like, but I will tell you, I took it up in Dade City and we lost. We didn't get real far. It's pretty black and white. And so my recommendation is don't even consider that.
Yeah.
So the school board will be exempt, but everybody else will pay that.
We'll just make sure all the improvements are not around the school.
Right.
Good idea.
Did I say that?
Well, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Billy.
You're
Moving forward.
Yep, yes, sir. Item 3.1, this is a discussion on the council meeting that is the second council meeting in January. That is January 26th. That evening is the start of the legislative action days in Tallahassee. So there are, depending on which council members plan to attend the legislative action days, kind of dictate what options we have. As I see it, there's options, one to cancel the meeting, which I don't think's really an option. We can move the meeting to a date, say Wednesday, the evening that the legislative action days ends, or if there's 3 council members that are remaining home, we can still hold the meeting and there'll be a quorum. And the other 2, and I've not passed this by Matt yet, could participate via phone if they so desired. I don't know what that rule is.
I don't think we allow that.
Your mic's off. But we'd be together someplace other than the council chambers. That could be a little.
Well, I would, no, what, I'm sorry, if
There'd
there were,
have to be a quorum physically present to be able to have somebody appear remotely.
So I will actually be here for the meeting. And I
So your mic is off.
Your mic's off.
Sorry. Thank you. So, Mr. Poe, I will be here for the meeting. I'm not available to go to the legislative days.
okay.
Are you going?
I will be here as well.
Well, I wasn't for sure, but I think in order we have to do something with this meeting here. I'll just go ahead and say that I'll be here at the meeting also.
I was planning on going to the legislative days.
I think that's good because I think
too.
we need to be there too. It's an
Okay.
important job. Yeah.
So with that, we have 3 council members that will be here. We can keep the meeting on the 26th and then the Councilman Smith and Councilman Smith can call in and either listen or participate, and I can call in as well. So, but it's council's decision on how you want, if you want to keep it
I
on the
mean, I think
26th or
that
not.
sounds like a good idea. We can run the
Matt would
meeting.
be here.
I'll be here.
Matt will be here.
What about you?
Carter will be here.
You're going to be up there too.
Sorry, Mayor will be there. Mayor will be in Tallahassee as well with the youth council.
That's important. We have some big things on the
Well,
list.
we can work around the agenda too. I mean, you can try to,
Correct.
Yeah, good idea.
build up the first meeting in January and the first meeting
Oh, I thought make the 26th heavy loaded.
Oh, gosh.
and the first meeting in February.
I'm just kidding.
So that we
Yes.
can balance it out. I mean, and maybe just do what you actually have to
Crazy.
do.
It's a good
Right.
idea.
Crazy.
So we have some control.
Do we need to vote on this?
Not if we're
No,
leaving the
if we're
meeting.
leaving it the way it is, I don't think we
Okay, we're
need to.
good then.
Okay.
And now we're moving to what, 3.2?
Item 3.2, this is the approval of agreement 41-25-35, the fire rescue impact fee interlocal agreement. Back in 2020, the city consolidated our fire services with Pasco County. Part of that agreement was that it required the city to enter an interlocal agreement with Pasco to collect fire impact fees for Pasco, very similar to what we do for Pasco County School Board. We mean city and county, did not draft that interlocal until just recently. And so that is what you see before you. We will collect the fee that they charge. Building department will collect that fee. We keep 1% administrative fee, and then we will forward that to Pasco County. There is no direct cost to the city other than the administrative processing, which we cover in that 1%. With that, staff recommends that City Council approve the interlocal between Pasco and Zephyrhills relating to the fire combat and rescue service impact fees. If there's any questions.
I have a question. So this just starts once it's all approved. There's no back or
There is no
anything, it's just-
retro,
okay.
correct.
Are there any other questions?
The way I had read it, we really don't have a choice unless we wanted to make those huge payments back to them.
Correct.
So that was part of the deal that. when
Yeah.
I mean, that was all agreed upon with our agreement with them
Mayor, you had something to say?
when we dissolved the fire department. That was part of the agreement, and they just now got this part of that to us.
And have you had a chance to review this in great detail? Because we're just now getting it, right?
Yes, I mean, we're just now getting it in the sense that we got it and forwarded it out, but it wasn't in the sense that we just got it yesterday.
No,
Okay.
like meaning we just got it in 2025 instead of 2021.
Okay. But you had an opportunity to review it in great
Yes.
detail. Okay.
And is this a fee that they have that set?
Correct. Yes, it
So
is
the
passed by
people know
ordinance.
that this is a Pasco County fee? Is that something they will know, that we're not the ones taxing them?
I need
That's
to look
my-
at the building official. So this is on new builds, any of the new build
Uh-huh.
permits. Right. So
Push your.
Your mic
push-
is off. Center button.
The center.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna cut it. Now try. There, now it is. Yeah, it's broken up. The way it used to be was fire and police, and now it's just called a safety fee. But what we'll do is just break it up again and send it over to the county.
This is on new construction, right?
New construction, yes.
And I guess what the mayor's asking, you'll tell them this is a county fee.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, so
We
we'll
can-
still
we can
charge the
definitely know
safety
that.
fee, the city safety fee, and then the county safety fee. Correct. Yes, sir, please.
Your mics are off.
I move that we approve this interlocal agreement with Pasco County.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, item 3.3 before you is the agreement, the agreement number 37-25-15 with Reeves Young for the CMAR of Zephyr Park. This is an AIA agreement, very similar to the agreement that was approved with Wharton Smith and Hercules Park. It does provide for a 0.75 of the estimated GMP for the construction services, or excuse me, design services up to pre-construction services. Thank you. There was a question earlier from Councilman Spina about should there be a litigation where that would be held. So that will be added in, that'll be Pasco County. Funding for the park was budgeted in the current year, 25-26. Based on the review by the evaluation committee, staff recommends approval. Council approve the award of contract to Reeves Young LLC for construction management of Zephyr Park. Are there any questions?
I have some questions. So, thank you. Has the committee reviewed and determined that the percentage fee that we're paying is similar to what we've paid in the past for CMAR services?
Yes, ma'am. This is exactly the same as what we paid Wharton Smith for Hercules, the 0.75%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, the fee is the 0.75%. So, and that will not exceed the cost of the 16 million, according to the contract.
Right. Well, the GMP is not set yet, so that fee could change, but it maxes out at the budgeted max.
Right, 16 million.
Yeah.
Now, if we go ahead with Alice Hall there, which is still iffy, does that go up, or is that a separate agreement that we would have on Alice Hall?
It would be a separate agreement. There'll be another agreement brought to you with the GMP. Again, that was just the max, but that was the budgeted amount.
Oh, okay.
So I put that the pre-construction can't be more than the percentage of the budget amount. If the GMP's above that, that it's still capped at 0.75% of that budgeted amount.
Okay. And you said this is the same one we did with the city yard and with like Hercules? Correct. Okay.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we've used
Yeah,
this.
is standard.
I think we did this same contract with City Hall building actually too.
Right. Oh, okay.
And because of the language is a little weird, but it doesn't say the jurisdiction's Pasco County. It would be if there was a lawsuit, but since we're doing this, I think we'll just go ahead and spell it out so there isn't a dispute. I think that's wise.
Yeah, that's typically what we've done is we
Yeah.
said any dispute would be in the Pasco County Court or something.
Does council do they need that to be in their motion when they approve this to add that in? Or just do it?
No, I think just discussing it, it's fine.
Okay.
Well, if there's no more discussion, I will entertain a motion.
I move for approval of business item 3.3, the agreement with Reeves Young for CMAR for Zephyr Park.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Item 3.4. I'll turn it over to Matt.
Item 3.4 is first reading of ordinance number 1510-25, ordinance of the City Council of the City of Zephyrhills, Florida, amending section 2.05.05 definition of terms and part 13.02.00 definition of terms of the City of Zephyrhills Land Development Code to redefine medical marijuana treatment centers, amending table 2.02.01 allowable uses and zoning districts, removing medical marijuana treatment centers as an allowable use, providing for repeal or conflict severability, inclusion in the code, and an effective date. Part of our heading got cut off, it looks like.
Todd, did you have something you want to say?
Yeah, just a few points on this first reading of the ordinance. Todd Vandenberg, Planning Director for the city. City's had a moratorium on the medical marijuana treatment centers, and that actually runs through July of this coming year in 2026, but we've taken the opportunity to go ahead and address this now. Staff and the city attorney have been involved in some research on this, and we specifically looked into the cultivation of grow houses and how that relates to this issue. And that was related to a prior inquiry that we had, if you all recollect, on a grow house out there by the CSX Railroad. The city's current zoning has a category titled medical marijuana treatment centers and dispensing centers. And that's based on pursuant to the Florida statutes to allow dispense marijuana. But what it doesn't include in our definition right now is the cultivation and processing and distribution facilities of medical marijuana. So staff has worked with the city attorney, and the city attorney is opined that the city is able to make a decision on this definition of medical marijuana treatment centers. And we can either exclude or prohibit the MMTC uses in the city zoning categories, or we can allow it. We can do it either way by the state. So the city staff, the city manager and city attorney, we've talked about this, reviewed it and discussed it. And based on some prior discussions that council had on the grow facility, we feel like we're at this point where we want to make a recommendation to the council with this ordinance, and it redefines the definition of MMTC to add the grow house and cultivation. And the other thing that this ordinance does that you saw probably in the ordinance, it excludes all these uses from our zoning category and the table that's provided in your packet.
Council, if I may, because I know I had a conversation with at least two of you that asked me the question, maybe three of you that asked me the question, does this include the dispensaries? I told you that they were still allowed. I was incorrect with that statement. This is anything from cultivation to dispensaries. So the buildings or the companies that are operating currently in the city can continue to operate, but we will not approve any further beyond this point. So we do not allow dispensaries in the city either.
So the state.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Well, I have a question about that because it was my understanding when this first came to us a number of years ago and we approved it, it was that a dispensary had to be treated like any licensed drugstore, pharmacy in the city at that time, and that's why we approved them.
Right. So you can either regulate them anywhere a pharmacy can be or say nowhere. So this ordinance is saying they're not allowed. So there's some approved already open in the city. Those will stay. The new ones won't be approved. They will be, if those close, they won't be able to reopen.
So if they sold the business or they closed it, it wouldn't.
Your mic is off.
Sorry.
No,
It wouldn't automatically be they would not be automatically permitted to.
I'd have to look at the details on if they sold, but if it was closed, a new one couldn't come and open there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know the extent of.
Yeah, probably
If it was operating and the ownership changed, it would probably continue to operate. But now if the property sold to a completely different dispensary, yes, it loses its ability to keep operating there.
Okay, and then one other quick question, and that is that, my personal opinion is that we shouldn't disallow any kind of industry if our goal here is to develop the industrial corridor. That would be a permissible use in the industrial corridor. I think one of the biggest concerns we had was related to water. But if these organizations or these companies are able to use reclaimed water or do some other kind of recycling of water, so it's not a negative impact on our water supply, are we also excluding that?
Excludes everything, right?
Everything.
Yeah, that's proposed.
So the reason we're changing the definition is the legislature updated the definition of medical marijuana treatment centers. And we have mimicked that definition in our ordinance because the statute defines what they are. And it's all the way from cultivation all the way to dispensary are all considered a medical marijuana treatment center. And it's my opinion, after quite a bit of research and discussions with some of my colleagues, that you can't treat them different. You can't treat a cultivation site different from a dispensary. So you either have to let it all or ban all or nothing. And then when it's all, it's wherever you put them, wherever pharmacies are permitted. So that led us, we kind of, because of preemption, led us to achieve our goals, we're going to have to say no to all of it, because otherwise you have to open up Pandora's box to all of it. It's none of it or all of it.
So the dispensaries medical marijuana is a legal product and source of medical care in the state of Florida. And so I kind of have an issue with that a little bit. I understand kind of the cultivation part of it for multiple reasons, environmental primarily. So what you're saying is if we allow dispensaries in a C2, for example, we could not say no to a cultivation in light industrial.
Right, because the state legislature defined medical marijuana treatment centers
As,
all the same. So
but we could we um, decline a cultivation center based on environmental close, water use and different things like that? Would we have an out if we needed it in that regard, I guess?
I mean, if there's not available water, I think you probably could deny it, but my understanding is that our water restrictions were limited to residential.
Another thing that, staff planning, with the CRA, we looked at this. We've got a significant number of these types of facilities in the city.
That was going to be my question.
Now,
Do we know how
it's
many
all
we have?
relative, of course, but, we did look at that, the ample number of facilities that we have in the city, and there'll probably be more that want to come, but we've had the moratorium. We had some inquiries, but, that is a factor we did look at.
And there's other legal businesses that are prohibited in the city, in different cities. I mean, there's, but this, I understand your point, but the state basically has tied our hands to say yes to all of it, including the cultivation, or no. I guess the only closest thing I can think to a ban on it would be like the gentleman's club type ban is similar in cities, but.
Councilman Smith?
No, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I really didn't have any problem with the grow facilities, and the reason is because I think they're extremely, were secure. I think they could have provided some pretty high-paying jobs, supposedly. Need to be vetted, though, need to be looked at. And we wouldn't know it. We've gone by them and we've not known it. The distribution facilities, it's coming, guys. It's going to be legalized. It's just a matter of time. They can either go on 54 and go into the county and put these facilities, or we can have them in our city. I'm not saying either, I'm not going to vote for the moratorium because I didn't think we needed to do it before, but it's going to be around us. I don't necessarily, I like the benefit that people get that need it, I just look for it to be legalized. I mean, I smell it everywhere now, it's everywhere. So, I respect every one of you's opinion on it too. So, and the staff's.
Absolutely.
That's why I was asking if we knew how many we had. I know we have several, and because I get a lot of people saying, well, we got, what's going to be a car wash, another medical marijuana place? I mean, you get that all the time. So I kind of think we're on the right track for what we're doing. As far as the legalization, I mean, if it becomes that point, then it's not going to matter anyways, because you'll have every doctor's office will be doing it and everything too. So
You mean
I
like
don't
from
think
a
we're going to
recreational standpoint?
I think it's.
Well, then I think recreation, it's a whole different situation anyway, because the definition is going to change.
Well, what I'm saying is people are going to be able to get it.
Well, and also
is what I'm getting
it
at.
won't apply to these because these are medical marijuana treatment centers.
Right. No, I agree. That's what we're talking about. And that's why I feel like, I think you guys were kind of on the right track with, especially with the language that, to make, so we know for sure.
And this isn't a moratorium, to be clear. This is a change of the code that make them not permissible uses within the city. I mean, there are quite a few already that could also, as things change, this is an amendment to the land development code, which we can do all the time. We can amend it again as the law changes. Every year we end up amending the land development code as a result of some kind of legislative action in Tallahassee. So, I could foresee that happening again in a year or two anyway with this, because they change up the terms and clearly allow you to regulate dispensaries different than cultivation, which would make sense to me. But That's not the way the law is written right now, so.
Yeah. And I would be in favor of staff's recommendation on this,
Can I just
especially with the fact that we can readdress it. So it's not a forever thing.
Yeah, we felt the same.
I would just like to compliment staff and the attorney on bringing this back sooner than within a year, because I remember we had conversation about that when we passed the moratorium. And so I appreciate that your due diligence, that you came forward and that you got this to us sooner than later. So thank you.
Well, for me, I personally think that the ordinance is well written, and like Councilman Burgess said, we can readdress it at another time. My initial, in the beginning, when they came to us wanted to bring the grow facility in, I had several reasons why I didn't want it. And one was, of course, water. And second, I just didn't want to be known for our city doing that. But I mean, it is what it is. Councilman Smith is right. It is coming down the road. It will be legal soon. I think what we need to see is the federal law needs to really be addressed. And then everything will be different, because then it would, but anyway, that's where I stand. If there's no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
Well, I actually would like to say that I too, the reason they do it that way is because they don't want you to be able to pick and choose. The lobbies are so strong, they don't want you to be able to pick and choose. Well, we want the job, we want the industry that's going to bring us jobs and be unobtrusive and be a source of revenue from a tax-based standpoint. But I think what would happen when recreational marijuana is approved, then these current dispensaries will become a place where anyone can go. Just like when we were in Denver recently, you could walk in any store and you could buy it, and you didn't really smell it on the streets because people were using vape pens and you couldn't really smell it. But there are people who need it. And so for that reason, I'm a little reticent to just say no. And I don't want us to lose the opportunity to have a grow facility and bring those jobs to the community. But I think I agree that, we can revisit it. I mean, we've done that before. We've done that with the chickens. We've done that with, if we make a mistake and we miss that opportunity, I just feel like we're penalizing that group who came to us before and said they would come back to us with all the information that we asked for them. And now we're going to say, oh, we changed our mind. We don't want you anymore. To me, that feels a little underhanded and inappropriate. So for that reason, I probably will not vote for the moratorium.
So I will say that we told the other group that we didn't want it. We put the moratorium in place, and they said, if you put the moratorium in place, they're going to go somewhere else. So that group is not coming back here. The property that they were looking at, we have other companies looking at it now. And so that's, hopefully pretty close. I think the key point is that we can always change this. There was a moratorium put in place, one, because of water, two, because we didn't like the stigma that is with it, agree with that or not. So, staff recommends to put it in place, and we can readdress it if and when recreational is approved, if and when the legislature changes the definition of the MMTC. I think there's a big difference from, acres and acres of cultivation and having a location that can dispense medical marijuana.
I think so too.
And I think and I think in all fairness, without the dispensaries, I won't name them, if you need medical marijuana, you can obtain it from other locations. It's not just the dispensaries. That's just an easier way to get it. I know several people prior to dispensaries, they had it. It was in chocolate chip cookies and other things from their doctors. So it's not that if we say no, that individuals who need it won't be able to get it. It just won't be as public, I guess. about being able to receive it.
I'd like to just add, I think the biggest thing to highlight is the preemption arm of it. Like Councilman Spina brought up, we are required to allow these medical marijuana treatment centers, which includes the dispensaries, includes cultivation, the whole thing, or any section of that chain from cultivation to dispensary, wherever pharmacies are located. So, which are pretty broad. I mean, everybody can agree there's a pharmacy on every corner. So with the number of the ones we have in the city already, really the only way to not have them literally on every corner is to put a stop on them for now.
Or across
until
the street from the school.
right until we put in really that's our only option, is to say no more for now and revisit it, or allow them, but you're not going to be able to control them in any way as far as the number that come in and where they go, really. So we can revisit it at any time, which we already are. We're revisiting it now. I mean, we've allowed them and we have some, and now we're saying, all right, but because we can't pick and choose zoning designations and put limitations on them, we have to go to this extreme and say no.
I can see your point now.
If there's no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move for approval of ordinance number 1510-25 on the first reading. And again, thank, as Councilman Spina did, thank staff and Matt for working on this.
I have a motion, but I don't have a second, so it's going to die from lack of a second, I believe.
Well, I'll second it first so you can have a vote and a discussion, but I'm not. for
All
it.
right, so I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All against? Say nay.
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 Motion doesn't pass, fails.
Motion fails.
Okay.
Would you like to redirect staff to revisit it, or just not bring the moratorium will last till July of 2026? So.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just need direction on whether we repeal that and then just allow them as is. I still think we'll need to bring an ordinance to you to change the definitions, because the definitions, the treatment center dispensing facility was the former definition, and that's the former statutory definition. And now it's medical marijuana treatment center. So even, if we're allowing them, we still need to update the land development code with a change.
So we should revisit it?
I mean, in my opinion, I guess you could leave it.
Is there any chance that they could separate those? Is there any discussion at the state level?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything on that, but I haven't really
Can I ask
paid
a
attention
question?
to it for this year.
In the ordinance, you define them and you referred, the old one referred to Florida statute 381.986. The new one, I don't see that it reflects a Florida statute. Is it a statute? I mean,
I took the definition from the updated statute to mirror
so that's
it, but that's
it.
I think the wording is slightly different. Like, it doesn't say Florida Department of Health. It just says the department, because department's defined somewhere else in the statute, but I defined it out because we're using it for our purposes. But essentially that is word for, without those tweaks to make it fit ours, the gist of it is right out of the statute.
So you say the moratorium ends in July?
Right, correct.
So do y'all think we should revisit this?
How could you bring it back? That would kind of bring
can't
us
separate
together.
it. I mean, it's all or
You
nothing.
can't separate it. The only thing we could do is, we probably should change the definitions, but we can do that. I'm sure there's many things in the land development code that needs updating as far as definitions. We can do that another time. I think medical marijuana treatment center dispensing facility is defined a little different, but I think for our purposes, we'll define it how the statute is, since that came after our current code. we'll just have to apply the definition a little differently, but, so,
Can you follow up and see if there's any conversation or any legislation
sure.
that's in the works that
idea.
might separate it or further define it to where it might sit better?
Yeah, I mean, I will ask the questions. It may be a little premature to find out if this session is going to have anything like that, but maybe not. I think that probably a good idea, the different topics that'll come up, but I'll try to find out.
Thank you.
All right.
Or if
Thanks.
if there's a way that we can define the agricultural aspect of it, so that we could capitalize on that and still be able to control where the dispensaries go, that would be ideal. I know you may not be able to do that, but
My opinion is you can't under the current statute. I don't know that that was their intent, but I think that's how it's written. It may have been their intent. I haven't read the backlog of the statute, the discussions, but.
And may I just say one thing? The other thing is we have very little bit of land anyways that would be, that a grow farm's going to be able to be on. We just don't have that land in our city. So, I mean, it's kind of a moot point because where is it going to go? We don't have a lot of land left that's large enough for what a grow.
But they're not external. It's a big, 200,000 square foot warehouse that's, plant after plant after plant.
I get it, but they have to have acres of land.
So do we have that in the city currently? No.
No.
Do we have adjacent property that very similar to Baduco?
Right.
We do.
Right.
So all along Chansey Boulevard, Chansey Road, there's a couple hundred acres out there that they could build.
It's not county, it's county, not city yet, but.
Correct. Yeah,
Right.
that's my point.
That's
is
what I'm
that
saying. Right
it's
now,
not
we
in the
don't
city,
have.
but
So-
they will, we believe they will annex that area
At
in
some
as they
point.
develop it.
Mhm.
Yes.
But yeah, okay. I'm just making a point that there's.
And they're going to
rarely-
build them anyway, whether they're in the city or the county. So why would we not get that revenue? It just feels like we're shooting ourselves in the foot.
My response to that is we want a different industry here than weed.
Mhm.
I mean,
And there was some uncertainties. It was difficult to get a true actual number on water quantity. The grow facility was going to, the number of jobs, salary of the jobs, and then, the one location that a group did look at, looks like we have a very interested manufacturer. It's looking at that. It's going to potentially create a lot of good jobs. So, so we struggle with that a little bit.
Yeah, and I have a problem with the state legislature, pretty much defining how we permit and allow for businesses. A little bit of the local government rights that are eroding under the current
Absolutely.
legislature
Yes.
over the past several years. And I think that, if we want to differentiate between uses like this, we ought to have the authority to do so. I mean, we tried to raise impact fees. They're restricted. There are all these kinds of things that, are hampering our ability to serve our community. And I think we know what our community wants and needs better than 160 and 40 people up there. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, I guess we're going to move forward, correct?
Yep.
And I'll turn it over to the city manager's report.
Could I bring up one point here? I
Yes.
know it's been long, but on behalf of the planning department, I wanted to say a few words about Tommy Lee as well. She came to us November 1st, 2023. She, of course, is our GIS coordinator, a community planner. She brought a lot of youth and technology experience to us, which has been a huge asset to the city of Zephyrhills and our planning team. So I just wanted to bring that up, that we have really appreciated her. We're going to miss her a lot, but it's an exciting new opportunity for her. I hope she continues planning because she is such an asset and a great planner. So I just wanted to share a few of those comments with you.
Thank you,
And I,
Tom.
yeah, and I think, I mean, she's worked well in other departments. She always is
Yes, she
volunteering
has.
at all of our
Always
city
volunteering.
events.
Yeah.
She's, it's just, it's been great to see her and it'll be sad to see her.
Yeah.
And she's a Gator.
And she's a Gator.
The city's
And
definitely losing a great
she's
asset.
she's a Gen Z. So it's nice to, experienced planners to bring in a Gen Z, and it's been great.
Thank you, Todd.
Todd, what are you?
He's a baby boomer.
That's the only thing we can brag about this year.
Actually, we're all boomers up here.
He's tail end.
Billy's not a boomer, or Matt.
You're no
You're not,
boomer.
you're not a boomer. Oh, man.
Hey, before you do your thing, I really like the way you've been putting up the agenda
Yeah.
and that layout. It's very good. It's easy to read. It breaks it up. Good job.
Thank you.
All
I can
right.
actually read it from here,
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, all right.
I wish I could tell you. I told him to do it, but I didn't.
City managers
All the good
report.
ideas can't come from me.
We have, this is Pigs in the Hills, a special event. We do have representatives from the chamber here, but it is an event for February 28th, 2026 from 9 to 5, held downtown. And it's the request for alcohol approval to make the event a wet area. Wet event.
So to quote Dr. Stovall, Vicky Wiggins, Chamber 3, I don't even know the address anymore, 38550 Fifth Avenue. We're going from pot to alcohol.
Gonna have weed.
So February 28th is Pigs in Zephyrhills. It'll be our 16th year, and we are asking to wet zone downtown. So with your approval, I can get the zoning signed off. We've already met with Chief Brewer and his team, and we're ready to roll forward with our permit if you approve that tonight.
Well, I heard that the competition is back too.
Backyard competition is back. We'll hold that across the street in the First Baptist Church, not Baptist, First Methodist Church parking lot. We can take up to 14 people in that lot, and we're meeting with FBA on Friday to use the last year of our contract, hopefully, so we can make sure we're doing it right. And and we're moving Kids Zone over behind the brewery, so that way we can spread out the love and spread out our people and make sure that everybody has a good time. And there's our map.
Oh, there's
So
a little sight line.
beer, if you approve it, will be at the intersection of 8th and 5th. And then Chief Brewer's team will be right next to the stage. And then we've got the little tent indicating where the competition will take place. And then we're already more than halfway with our vendors and our concession barbecue folks will be vending. So, and our bands are booked. So we're in good shape.
Thank you.
I move that we approve it. I move we approve the downtown area as a designated wet zone for Pigs in the Hills.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I do have one question.
Sure.
So I saw on your notes that you want to use City Hall for
Vendor parking?
for handicap parking. And here's I had this question this last weekend. So we were always saying that they can use City Hall for parking, but we block off the streets so you can't get in there. So how do people use it? So we have to make sure if we're going to let them, that we're not going to block this street off right here.
They come down here and go the wrong way.
Yeah, well, then I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to break the law.
So that parking lot's always is full every event.
Well, I
So
know, but I'm
there's
saying
85
we
people that'll
just,
do it.
This one,
we
is
got
this
it.
one's, oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Or you come
That's
in
what
this
I
way
figured.
here. If you come
I
through
drive
here,
down the book
you can
road.
get.
Go the
yeah.
wrong way on the books route.
right.
It will.
Okay, so I'm just
okay.
asking, make sure that
Yeah.
we leave a way to
Yeah.
get in and out
Yep.
because literally I had to drive around and around to figure out how to get in without breaking the law.
No, the one way will be open.
Just once, Melanie.
Well,
Come on,
I
one
break
time.
no,
I'm a rule follower. too.
I'm a rule follower. Yes.
Well, aren't we all?
The police chief will cite the city manager. I've seen it happen.
That's right.
So he probably will cite the mayor too.
Just for the record, it's not me.
Former city manager.
Now I'm going to turn it over to the mayor's announcements.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But did we vote?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Didn't we?
Yes, it passed unanimously. Yes.
Yeah.
Steve motion,
All those in favor,
Kenny
aye. I
seconded,
think we all
passed
said aye.
unanimously.
We did.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So
we
I just want to thank you guys for indulging me a little bit today. I wanted the youth council to really understand the importance of what happened. And I know each one of you guys supported this, and I want to thank you guys all for supporting this, because each and every one of you guys did up here too. And I shouldn't have started it with names, because then I was going to get myself in trouble. And I knew that, and I wasn't going to, but I did want to thank you guys. And I also want to thank Public Works. So they really did a great job on this parade this weekend. And I had more people say Sunday, everything was all cleaned up. I mean, people are amazed that we can get these things cleaned up that way, and it's because of the staff. So, yeah, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were even out today cleaning up, I noticed.
Yeah, and they just
appreciate
do a great job, and I'll be over to pick up my stuff for sure. Because I left stuff in there too.
All right, is that it?
City manager. Just two things. Again, I just want to reiterate what everyone else has said. Both Main Street and Public Works did a great job with the event this weekend, especially with the weather that we had. Sorry, Gail, I couldn't keep the rain away for the entire event, just the parade portion. And then just a reminder, Christmas party is Friday evening. That's all I have.
All right, moving forward to the city attorney.
Just want to say good luck, Tommy Lee, in your future. And it was nice working with you. I hate to see you go.
City council comments, Councilman Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Tommy Lee. I wish you the best, man. It's a beautiful place out there, the West Coast is, so just enjoy. But remember, we're back here. Ever want to come visit, we're right here. So the other thing, the parade was a great event. Great job putting it on. Public Works, police, and streets, y'all did a fantastic job. So again, just great job, a great event too. That's it.
Councilwoman? what do you
Yes,
say?
and Tommy Lee, good luck to you. And also would like to reiterate my thanks to staff and the folks at Main Street for a great parade. I do have something here, and I've spoken with the city manager regarding, this is an email that I received from Mr. Almeida of the Abbott Square. I think we're down to just a few things that still need to be resolved. I'm sorry that we continue to talk about this. I bring it up to council because there have been, it feels like there's been a little bit of a lag. I know that they've continued to work diligently. There is a couple of issues that were an inaccurate statement, I think Mr. Almeida made regarding the treatment of the cleaning up the areas where the concrete was poured into the stormwater. The other thing is this issue of pond number 5. According to my understanding is that pond number 5 is not actually a pond.
Can I interrupt?
And maybe, yeah.
Interrupt real quick. So it's not pond number 5. Pond number 5 is a pond. It's the sump area that is adjacent to pond number 5. So on that cul-de-sac, there is an area, depression, bowl, sump area. And what it does is it collects the water and bypasses pond number 5. We did speak to engineer today, and he said it is not defined as a pond. It is a sump area, but it is not an area that is required to be sodded. It has to be stabilized. So the side banks, sorry, I jumped in there. I just wanted to clarify that it was not pond 5.
Right.
I will continue if you want me to, but I interrupted you to say that.
Well, I think what's important is that Lennar already committed on 4 other occasions to resod that area. And we're not sure why we're not asking them to do it, because my understanding is that the general notes in the documents that were approved by city staff, that it clearly says that that area needed to be sodded prior. And just because the pond is stabilized doesn't mean, direction from council, my understanding was that we are requiring the developer we're requiring the developer to comply with the letter of the approved construction document. So that was all that I'm understanding, is that we are making, or staff is making, an interpretation. And I'm a little concerned about doing that, because then it may negate something else that needs to be done.
So the outstanding issues that are under discussion are the bowl area, so a couple panels of sidewalk, a upright curb, and some valley curb that has low points. Excuse me, and the sump area that is in pond number 5. The engineer of record has responded regarding the sump area in pump number 5, that it is functioning properly. He inspected it, I believe, no less than 5 times over the past year after storm events, and I can provide those dates to council. And he noted that it is operating appropriately. Lennar will go out and regrade the pump and pump the water, excuse me. They will go out and regrade the sump area. They will pump the water out and take the appropriate photos that need to be submitted to the engineer so that he can give his final report. That is the sump area in pond number 5. The Lennar has also committed to fixing the valley curb, the upright curb, and the sidewalk panels. That is on me. They did fix what we sent to them. I did send to Mr. Almeida that the pictures he sent, for whatever reason, I missed a few items, and they were not sent to Lennar, so those were not fixed. The items that were sent were fixed. So Lennar has committed to fixing that. What is left is the bowl area. We were saying it was a pond, and Mr. Almeida says it's not, which we talked to engineer today, and by definition, it's not a pond. It's a sump area that collects runoff and bypasses the area that comes off the road to the wetland area, but still by definition. So they're looking at, I think Mike's looking at the clearing and grubbing notes that just say any disturbed area has to be sodded.
Resodded.
It has to be resodded, seeded, mulched. The way we handle these areas is that anything that is less than a 4-to-1 slope is, any side slopes have to be sodded. The bottom of these ponds or areas do not have to be sodded. The area around the inlet that is in that area, about a 5-foot section around, was sodded. According to the engineer that we spoke to, that is sufficient, and that is standard practice of what has occurred.
That's for a pond, not for grubbing.
No, that was for this area specific that we talked to them about.
And that's what the notes on the drawing say.
I don't know, do you want to jump in?
Yeah,
On this?
we specifically talked with the engineer of this project and asked them about this area next to Mike Almeida's. And we asked them specifically, should that bottom be sodded? He says, absolutely not. The problem is, if you sod that bottom and put fertilizer on it, which normally you would do on anything that you're sodding, that's going to impact what goes into that depression area and goes downhill into other areas. So it was a civil engineer's recommendation that not be sodded, and that typically, yeah, you have a general condition on a set of construction plans that talks about general clearing and grubbing and sodding, but generally that's for the lots, it's for the edge of pavement of the road and other common areas. But that doesn't mean specifically every area of a development gets sodded. And that's why we wanted to call the engineer today, specifically on that small depression area next to Mike Almeida, and ask the engineer's opinion, should that have been sodded? And he said, no, it shouldn't have been, for those reasons.
So one of the things I asked Mr. Poe was if we had our own engineer, which we did not at the time. We
Right.
weren't asking engineers to review this. Is this something that they would rule the same way? And that's what I just want to make sure that we're not selectively enforcing certain areas of the drawings, you know, and then because we don't have any, you know, because we're making a determination without a support of an engineer or whatever. So it sounds like you've talked to their engineer, even though Lennar promised to resod the area before on 4 separate occasions. We're not going to require them to do that. That's what I'm hearing Mr. Poe say, and you as well. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. Nothing further. No, thank you.
Councilman Spino.
Thank you. 2 things, really. I just want to reiterate, I think that parade Saturday was the best we've had in terms of floats and things. I mean, in a long time. It was really good. And I loved the sanitation trucks with all the lights all over them and everything. I mean, that was great. I mean, you know, people used to, oh, you put your own trucks in? Yeah, but they really dressed it up. I thought it looked really cool. So, yeah, that was fun. I'd like to, again, compliment the mayor because I think this youth council is outstanding. And I don't know what the bottom line was, the number you said, but 11,000 was, that's amazing. And they're so enthusiastic and they're so excited when they, I mean, they're in the parade, they're at the, you know, anyways, a great
It really
job.
helped us.
And yeah, they were, it's a good thing they were there at the parade. They handed out a lot of pantalonies, but it was good. And just again, thanks to streets, parks, police, I'm afraid to use department. I'll leave somebody out. It was great though, and everybody participated. And I'm glad Antoine has a day off.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, the same as everybody else said, great job by all the city staff, everybody involved. Great job, Mayor, with the youth council too. And Steve said it perfectly, Tommy Lee. We're happy for you, but we're very sad to see you leave us as a city. So that's all.
The mayor had one more thing.
I apologize. I meant to bring up that planning staff and Mr. Poe met with me with Commissioner Oakley and David Engel, who's over the economic growth in our area. And we met with them last week. We had some great conversation. I'm sure I overstepped a little bit, but that's okay. That's my job. But I wanted them to experience what it's like on Chancey Road when we're before our 3 major things are opening out there. And I wanted them to understand how bad that road needs to be fixed since it's not on their radar at all. We did get some positive notes about that from David Engel, that there might be a way to look at funding for that because it is for job creation out there, because of that's what we're using. We also took them out to Island Boulevard and let them sit in traffic out there so they understand what it's like on a daily basis for us, and that we can't keep pushing that road down the street and keep kicking the can that road's not going to get 4-laned. So I just wanted you to know that I'm just going to be that squeaky wheel and keep pushing, and that's all we can do. But I appreciated staff for indulging me and for them showing up actually. So, yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. And I would as well like to thank the staff.
Your mic's off, sir.
I as well would like to thank the staff for all they did. And personally, I remember when Tommy Lee first came to work for the city, I knew in the beginning that she was going to be a great asset. So she'll certainly be missed. And I wish her all the best in her new adventure in life. And on that note, I'm going to close this meeting.
Thank you. Sandra, before you